I am delighted to welcome to the programme for the first time Lebanese journalist Joumana Jebara. Thank you very much for being with us, Joumana.
Do I look okay?
Good to have you with us. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's talk about what happened last night in Beirut. An IDF strike which took out a serious Hezbollah and Al-Quds operative who was planning an imminent terrorist attack. Lebanon's President Aoun has been clear. He says that only the Lebanese state should be armed. Why is the Lebanese army failing to disarm these terrorist groups? And can we imagine that they will ever be able to?
There are various reasons, Laura. First of all, hi to you and to all Israeli. And I hope that we will one day be talking to each other in a more peaceful, and I would be in Israel instead of a Zoom meeting. So the problem is that there are various factors playing a role. That's why Lebanon has not disarmed Hezbollah so far. On the one side, they claim they don't have enough personnel. They don't have enough army personnel to disarm Hezbollah. But the truth is otherwise. Like, they have already recruited 3,000 additional to the 8,000 or 10,000 recruits they have. But the problem is that we have also at our doorstep a caliphate, although they made defense and security treaty last week between Syria and Lebanon, as you have heard. But the problem still remains that we are cautious that there is no scenario like in the past 50 years, annexation of Syria. So a demilitarization of Syria would be very important also, and demilitarization of Turkey and demilitarization of Iran would be also very important in order to let the Lebanese feel safe and take away the excuse for Hezbollah, because they also have their fears. There has been in the last years a lot of wars in the Middle East, so they also want to maintain a possibility to defend themselves. This is what we heard.
That would be a significant ask, wouldn't it? And just to say, Joumana, we would, of course, one day welcome you to Israel, and we would hope that you would join us here in our studios. But I want to talk more about what is happening now, because Lebanon is risking not just IDF airstrikes if it doesn't manage to disarm Hezbollah. It will also be facing some pretty hefty financial sanctions as well. Would you say that the message from the wealthy Arab states like Saudi Arabia is now to Lebanon: you're either going to disarm Hezbollah or you can forget about that financial support?
Saudi is keen to disarm Hezbollah, that's true. But Saudi is also keen not to initiate a war inside Lebanon. Saudi does not want a war because it will spill regionally and affect it also, and because of various reasons. Unfortunately, Lebanon is not like post-Nazi Germany. You know, post-Nazi Germany, there was a homogeneous society in Germany, and it was possible for President Harry Truman, to prosecute the Nazi. And this situation is not the same in Lebanon. We have various factions in Lebanon. We have the Druze, we have the Sunni, we have the Christians. There are 12 sects in Lebanon which are Christians. There are the Sunni, there are the Shia, and each has his own fears, his own.
It's also the case here in Israel, though, isn't it, Joumana? We have many different ethnicities living side by side here. Yeah, of course. Arabs, Arab Muslims, Arab Christians, of course, Jews, Orthodox Jews, secular Jews. I mean, it can work, can't it? Why can't it work in Lebanon?
You have a different society. You knew how to build a country. You knew how to build a national identity. You knew how to build your security. This is not available in Lebanon. In Lebanon, in the last years, as you know, in the last decades, 30, 40 decades, Hezbollah built a parallel state. Then it infiltrated the state, the Lebanese state itself. So it has a parallel state, plus it infiltrated the Lebanese state, and it is inside the structure of the state. Of course, it is not, it didn't take fully over, or now it is weakened. but still it is there. It's different from Israel. You cannot compare it because Israel is a great power. It has visionary politicians who knew how to deal with it. In Lebanon, unfortunately, after the fall of the Christian Maronite rule, you see 1975, Lebanon has deteriorated, and there has not been anyone ruling the country in a way to secure it for Lebanon. And Hezbollah's aim is not to secure Lebanon, but to make it part of the Wilayat al-Faqih, the Iranian empire. So you cannot compare the complexity of Lebanon with those small, tiny tribes trying to each to take power for himself instead of for the whole country. While in Israel, you work for your Israeli citizens. It's different, unfortunately. Well, Lebanon was not able to act mature and Lebanonize all the people inside Lebanon. Well, so now they're trying that, actually. Now they're giving Hezbollah the chance to become Lebanese. So they're talking about national reconciliation. If it is possible to reconciliate the Lebanese between each other and build a country within the next 3 months, because also the major powers, America and France and so on, they are making a lot of pressure on Lebanon to disarm Hezbollah within the next 3 months. So what will happen is then...
I want to ask you about, sorry to interrupt you, I want to ask you quickly about those external pressures, because we saw the Prime Minister, Nawaf Salam, he was in Saudi Arabia this week while the President, Joseph Aoun, went to Paris. Just how do you compare the European approach to Lebanon compared to the Arab approach?
Look, there are 400,000 Lebanese working in Saudi Arabia, and Lebanon needs this because Lebanese don't have enough jobs in Lebanon, and they need also the money transfer from those Arab countries and foreign countries in order not to devaluate the lira. So we need the approach of the Arabs because we don't have alternatives, job alternatives, money alternatives in order to strengthen our economy. As to the, it's not something we choose, it's a situation we are put on. And it is unfortunate also that Lebanese do not think in a way like German did. German rebuilt their own country. Now they are relying on Saudi to give them the money for reconstruction. And Saudi is putting condition and saying, you have first to disarm Hezbollah. Now, about the European countries, I personally have warned of Macron's interests because we know he has Total Energy. He has a lot of interests with Iran since like 10, 15, 20 years. We knew that. He has investments in the blocks, in the gas and oil blocks in Lebanon, at the seashore of Lebanon. He has his own interests, and he is promoting things in order to facilitate his economy and his own power situation to maintain his power in France vis-a-vis the left and Mélenchon and so on. So we know the situation that each is trying to benefit for his own sake and using Lebanon, but we also need those powers. We need them. So what Macron is proposing is a buffer zone at the borders of Israel, and the deployment of French army, UNIFIL.
So you welcome the support from France, even if the message is problematic?
We have also our interest to explore oil and gas inside the blocks. So we do not have a lot of options. Previously, we had deals with Russia, and they didn't work. So now we have Qatar and France exploring, well, actually France stopped exploration on Block 4, but we know that we have oil and gas. So we know those countries are going to help us somehow. So we're relying on those countries. When I say we, I mean the Lebanese government. I personally have other views how we could do it. I prefer an alliance with Israel and an alliance with Israel for exploration of gas and oil. Okay. Like I have other views, but I'm telling you the point of view of the Lebanese government.
Okay. Joumana, great to talk to you. We hope that you'll join us again. Jumana Jabara,
Yes,
thank you so
sure.
much.
Thank you, Laura. Thanks a lot for the opportunity.
Thank you.